Because it's on 72.
Oh, no, I already changed it.
Oh, you changed it?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
71.
7. Oh.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, 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 hey.
I see YouTube. I see Facebook.
We live.
Today is September the 19th on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock Central Time here in Central Alabama.
That's right.
What y'all doing?
Hope y'all doing well. That's what I hope y'all doing. Hope y'all doing well.
You were waiting on me to say something.
I thought you was fixing to say something.
Well,
We kind of get in a routine, and I can kind of feel when you're fixing to talk, and I thought you was fixing to talk.
routine is off today.
Routine is off today.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't feel like Tuesday.
Yeah, my days is kind of off.
Well, you knew it was alive today, so you did something.
I did do something right. I remembered the live. I don't know why I remember the live day, but I did remember the live.
Well, I think because this morning, no, yesterday morning is when you were telling me you had so much to do, and I was like, what?
Yesterday morning. No, it was the day before
Sunday
yesterday.
Is when we were saying that.
Yeah, we had a lot going on Sunday. But good afternoon, unless you live somewhere else.
And then you say howdy.
Uh-oh. She don't like to be held.
She does not like to be held.
Mm-mm.
Well, maybe you could just move the screen
That
down
was Cowgirl up right here. Y'all look at Cowgirl DD. She don't want to be held.
She does not want to be held. Let's see if we can just move the screen down and show Dee Dee's beautiful face.
Oh, DD.
Dee Dee does not want to be seen today. But she's sitting here nonetheless.
Oh, DD.
And she's got this cute little cowgirl hat.
And she'll wear it normally. Like
she doesn't mind it.
She don't even know it's on her head.
But she didn't want me to pick her up with it on. So.
She don't even know it's on her head.
Y'all will get to see her in that a little bit later, maybe.
Maybe so.
Not when I pick her up and try to show her to you. Dee Dee, let me tell y'all something. So the vet has done some testing on Dee Dee to determine that she had a bacterial infection on her skin.
That's right.
I told y'all how bad that she was itching all the time. I had some medicated shampoo. I've been trying some omega-3 fatty acids, some different things. I changed her diet, trying to determine the cause. After a round of antibiotics, she is cured.
Knock on wood.
No, she is cured. She is cured. I mean, it's been so nice to not see her itching, to not see her constantly scratching, and
that's right.
I mean, I can't imagine what she must have felt like, but we got to the bottom of it, and she's good to go. And I asked them if that's something that she's going to have to continue to take, the antibiotics.
Yeah.
And they said only if she starts itching again.
Okay.
Meaning only if an infection develops again. But here's my thoughts. I was reading about a bacterial skin infection, and it can be caused from loads of things. But when Dee Dee showed up in the road, she was totally infested with fleas. Well, I quickly got that under control, obviously, to where she didn't have a flea issue, but she was still itching. I read that fleas can cause a bacterial skin infection.
Really?
So, as many as she had on her, there's no telling.
It's wonder she don't got the Black Plague.
Well, that may
Isn't
be.
that what that was started by? I think it was fleas.
I think it was mice and fleas, wasn't it?
I think so. Well, I think it's probably the fleas on the mice.
Yeah. We won't get into that, but I don't know any facts about the Black Plague. I know the facts about the Black Pomeranian.
Yeah.
And that is Dee Dee sitting here, and she's not itching.
The Black Pomeranian.
She's licking her feet, but that's not the itch that she had.
Yep. So looks like we got a bunch of people coming over from Shirtless Jake.
Why?
I think he was fixing to go live, and then he remembered that we go live at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
No, Jason, it's not Saturday. Y'all don't worry about this man. He's just here for the comments. He's just here for the comments.
Anyways, live on Tuesday.
Yeah.
and he is.
Somebody said, "Now I'm itchy." Don't be itchy.
Oh, it's kind of like,
Are you itching now?
yeah, it's kind of like
Dee Dee's not.
I see that. You know, the one that gets me is if you're walking in the woods and you think about a tick,
Mm.
and the next thing you know, you're constantly
Oh yeah, you
got them all over you.
Yeah.
There's not. I mean, I say it's not everyone on you because I mean that I've had my bout with ticks in the past, but yeah, I'm constantly feeling, and you feel a mole, and then you can't see it, and I have to get you to come over here and look because I can't contort that way, and
I tell you what gets me about ticks, and I haven't had one on me in a long, long time.
Woo,
you better knock on some wood. But if I find one tick on me, I'm convinced there's 33 more.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean, I just don't quit licking because you just don't have one. You're going to have multiples. And that's not usually the case. But your mind tells you to continue to look.
That's one. I mean, it's amazing to me.
Stop now. I'm itching.
That little bitty insect can do so much damage.
Much damage.
Well, I guess like a mosquito. That's what this, and you guys may already know this, but this blows my mind. But do y'all know what the most deadliest animal in the world is? And I just said it. Y'all probably know it, but it's a mosquito.
A mosquito.
750,000 deaths.
A year.
A year is what I read. That is unreal.
What's that noise?
I don't know. I think it's somebody getting water.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. And to think that I do believe every state has mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Alaska has an abundance of mosquitoes. So if there was any state without, that would be my guess, but they have a lot of them. So I don't think it's necessarily in the U.S. that's the leading cause of death.
Yeah.
But in the world.
Yeah. That's crazy that mosquitoes are that bad. I mean, there's nothing even close to mosquitoes.
And somebody said something about chiggers, and yes, you are right. Back, let's see, it's been this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on this extension to the aviary that I've told y'all I've been working on for months now. That I'm not showing y'all because I'm embarrassed of how long it's taken. I'm gonna work on it after this is over. But I'm working out there, and I usually do it when Jason's editing or something because I can do this project myself.
Right.
Well, I'm out there, and I decided there was nowhere to sit, so I sat on the ground. And the canned ham little camper was parked over there, so I sat down on the ground and leaned up against it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, let me tell you something. I had chiggers or red bugs all over me. And it took me a while to figure out what it was. But finally, I don't know why I didn't think it was red bugs. I just wasn't thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only had red bugs one other time in my life. And that was at the old farm. I went up to the old cemetery.
Yep.
Didn't me and you both
We
get
both
them?
got them. And the thing about red bugs, they like to get where your skin is so tender. And sometimes it's in a bad spot.
Where the sun doesn't shine.
Exactly.
It's not a good feeling.
Oh, my gracious.
And another itchy thing that I used to get all the time.
Yeah.
That I haven't had, that you better knock on some wood,
mm-hmm.
is poison ivy.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, we don't have that much around here.
I don't know.
Not like we did at our other place. Mm-hmm. Our old farm was slap covered in poison ivy.
Y'all, I cannot tell you how many times I've had to have a shot.
Yeah.
For poison ivy because it's gotten in my eyes or in my mouth. Luckily, I haven't had a bout with it in a long time.
And you know what amazes me about poison ivy?
What?
It's how some people
don't get it.
They're immune to it.
Yes.
My dad was one of those people.
Yes, and your brother is like, he can get it from smelling it. Yeah.
It's that blows my mind because poison ivy is actually a super thick oil that comes off the leaves that gets on you that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that
it would affect everybody.
You would think it would affect everybody, but my dad, I know other people.
Well, Jesse,
he was immune to it.
Friend that used to work for your daddy, he helped us clearing a lot of property when we first bought our old farm,
mm-hmm.
and he never got it.
Yeah.
He'd just say, Brooke, don't get in that stuff.
Yeah.
I will take care of it.
Just pull it with his bare hands.
Pull
and
it
here
with his
it's
bare hands.
crazy.
But if his bare hand touched my bare skin,
it'd get on you.
I was gonna be near the hospital.
Yep. That's crazy. That's if. So the thing is if you were to get in some poison ivy, you take Gojo, which is a strong soap that has
grit,
the pumice in it.
Dirty Girl. Oh,
Dirty Girl soap would work well.
It would, wouldn't
and
it?
You have to scrub the stew out of it. They said what I read was it has the consistency of like if you got axle grease on you.
Mm-hmm.
But axle grease is so thick and it's red or brown or and it's visibly seen as poison ivy. You can't see it,
right?
But you have to scrub it like you got axle grease on.
Well,
you.
In times past, since I've known to do that,
you
and I both,
yeah.
if we've been exposed to it, then we immediately go take a shower.
Yep.
And we use something such as that, and maybe that's what's helped us. I don't know. I don't want the stuff because
I don't want the stuff
it's
either.
Not friends.
Somebody said I just saw fiberglass. We got a fiberglass ladder that you got a splinter.
Oh, I did, and that was building on this coop I've been working on for almost a year now. I got a big fiberglass splinter in my hand by moving a ladder that I shouldn't have been moving anyway. I'm getting the 6-foot ladder out this time.
Good. Good.
And then here's what happened to me the other day. I told y'all Sunday evening I was going to go and work on the aviary when I left off this live. And I did. I did just that. And I'm using some hangers. They're 2x4, 2x6 hangers on the metal part of the Purple Pigeon Palace to make a rafter come apart. And so it took me a little bit of planning to figure out how I was going to attach that bracket to the Purple Pigeon Palace. So I ended up getting some metal screws, and long story short, took me a while to get it in. Finally got the anchor in, got my 2x6 up there. I decided after I got it up there, I didn't like where it was. So I went to move one end of it, and my mama was out there trying to have a conversation, and I was concentrating on what I was doing. So when I took those 2 screws out and I'm holding it, the end came out of the Purple Pigeon Palace where I'd spent so much time anchoring it.
Oh, goodness.
And it ripped some of the bolts out.
Oh, goodness.
And I said, Mama, I love to talk to you, but I can't talk right now.
Because, I'm concentrating.
Well, I just messed up everything I just did. And it was because I was thinking about what she was telling me and not what I was doing.
I got you.
So I got to redo that. But that's okay.
That's not going to be bad, is it?
It's going to be bad.
Yeah. It's not going to be bad.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, goodness.
It's going to be bad, but I'm not worried about it. I'll get it done next year. Right?
That's right. That's right. Whew. Well, I must say the weather has been quite beautiful.
Yes, I think we're out of that 116, 120 heat index.
I hope so, y'all. I hope so. That
it's a teaser for sure if we're not out of it.
I feel like I can see fall peeking its head around the corner, even though fall usually here in Central Alabama lasts about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's usually in December.
And then it gets cold.
Yeah.
And then our spring is about 2 weeks, and then it's 116. So hopefully we'll have a fall soon.
Oh, I hope so too, because it's been feeling good out there. Mary Carl tried to tell me yesterday evening at about 7 o'clock. I was outside and I just came in, and she said, Mama, it feels like 55 outside. And I said, it feels like 55. I said, Mary Carl, there's no way. She said, well, that's what the weather station said.
Oh,
I said, if it feels like 55 outside, then I'm really ready for winter.
That's sweater weather.
Sweater, weather, wool socks. I mean, it's the full hoodie, everything. Yep. And then I realized it was the dew point she was looking at.
She was looking at the dew point, which is good for us. 55 is good on the dew point.
Yeah. It felt wonderful, but it didn't feel like 55. Yeah. So I was beginning to think this summer had really gotten to me, and I was appreciating that 55.
Oh my gracious! Yeah, if it was 55 here,
I'd have all that.
You'd have a toboggan on, and a scarf.
That means I had a sled on my head,
a scarf, and yeah, you would be dead up.
I would.
Yeah.
I
and
will.
talking about it's freezing outside.
That's right. And I
Yeah.
said I wasn't going to say that this winter.
Right.
But I didn't say it yesterday. And dew point was 55. I got to tell y'all something that happened to me this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a grocery pickup rather than going through the grocery store because I'm pressed for time, like most of you probably are. So I did my grocery pickup, and I'm pulling back onto the main highway, and it's in the morning, so there wasn't much traffic. And on the sidewalk, I saw something skipping down the sidewalk. And I said, Mary Carl, because she was with me.
Oh, goodness.
I said, what is that? And I'm in the middle lane at this time, the turning lane. There's
goodness.
nobody coming. She said, Mama, keep going. And I said, no, it's money. And she said, Mama, just keep going. Well, I could see it was green. And I knew it was money.
You knew it was money.
I knew it was money. And she was having a fit. Mama, don't stop. Mama, don't stop. Well, for all I knew, it was $100 bill.
Right.
So I stopped and I, put my hazards on in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Not traffic coming.
Yeah.
And skipping across the road, about to get out into traffic, was this beautiful $1 bill. And
oh my
Mary Carl's
gosh.
like this, looking out the window at me. And I got back in the car, and of course I had the biggest smile on my face. And she said, Mama, you did all that for $1. And I said, Mary Carl, $1 saved is $1 earned.
I can't believe you got that right.
I did, because I've been practicing it, because I'm proud of this dollar. My only wish is that I could go back and record it.
Yeah.
It would have made an awesome reel, but all I was thinking about was saving this $1. And she tried to convince me that if I had left the $1,
yeah,
that somebody homeless would have came along and gotten the $1. And I tried to convince her. It was blowing in the wind.
and
okay.
Well, not only that, our little old country town. I may be wrong saying this, but I've never seen a homeless person in our little.
There are
small
people
town.
that probably need that $1 worse than I do.
Right.
And they're welcome to it. If, I have many a time helped people in need.
Right.
So I did not feel guilty about getting the $1 that was flying in the wind.
She just said that because she wanted you to feel bad for stopping the car.
Well, I was proud. I was giddy the whole way home. I had my $1 secured in my pocket.
Funny.
Wouldn't it be something if it was counterfeit, though? I never even looked at it.
If somebody took the time to counterfeit $1,
Yeah,
the only reason I could see somebody counterfeiting $1 is that they don't check it with the marker.
I believe that says 2017.
Oh, girl, I can't read that. So that would be the only reason I can think of that somebody. But I mean, why would you counterfeit $1 when you could counterfeit $100? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 100,
Yeah.
but I wasn't disappointed. I was not disappointed that I got out of the car and that I rescued that $1 bill that was in need. And I wasn't upset that my daughter was embarrassed.
Yeah.
None of the above. I'm a happy owner of a new $1 bill.
Mm.
Okay.
Good.
And she's not getting it either. Not even a stick of gum.
Somebody said you can make counterfeit dollars so you can put them in G-strings.
Jeez. Oh my gracious.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Y'all full of it today.
yes, sir.
Oh my gracious.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that made my stomach hurt. I was laughing. That was funny right there.
I'm still gonna think about every time I go by that
Oh,
spot.
goodness.
I'm gonna think about that $1 that was flying in the wind.
Oh my goodness.
And Mary Carl, she did not want me to see it. She so did not want me to see that
That's
$1.
funny.
I've
That is
never
funny.
seen a $1 bill flying in the air. Have you?
No. Mm-mm. No.
I mean, and then I sat there for a second in the turning lane with my hazards on, thinking there might be more. And no more came by.
Thank goodness it wasn't.
I did see recently where a truck that was a cash truck, whatever
Like
you
an
call
armored truck.
it,
Yeah.
crashed,
Uh-huh.
or I don't know if it was an armored truck, some kind of truck crashed.
Uh-huh.
It had $1 bills going everywhere.
That may be one of them. Just made it all the way to here.
I don't know where it was. I can't remember. I just heard the story.
I got you.
and people were out of their cars in the middle of the road, grabbing this money as fast as they can. And they
Glad you ain't drive by.
They are looking for these people for return and wanting them to return the money.
Oh, goodness. Unless they got some good cameras, they won't ever find that money.
I'm not giving my dollar back unless they can confirm that it came off of an armored truck.
Oh, me.
Or unless somebody needs it.
Yeah.
Somebody needs it. We're going to help them.
Well, I see a bunch of people asking.
What?
How is Topper's foot doing?
Topper is doing much better.
He's doing way better. Way, way, way better. And I actually give a nice little update about him in the video coming out tomorrow. So you'll get to see it in person. But Topper's he's doing well. He's doing really, really well.
And we still don't know what happened to him.
We don't.
The cut is not deep. It's not infected.
No.
There's no heat in it. He feels absolutely fine. I can promise you that we would have him on antibiotics if we felt the need.
That's right.
But he feels good. He's much better, and he's still at the barn.
He's still at the barn with Bootsy, and they're perfectly fine over there.
They're so happy, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to go back. I don't think they want to go back.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're doing the best we can to try to make it so they don't have to go back, if you know what I mean.
Right.
We're trying to get that fence ready.
We're trying to get the fence ready.
So it's not like we've been sitting here looking for dollars out our window all day. We've been working at some point in between chasing dollars.
And we ain't been making counterfeit dollars.
No, we haven't been making any counterfeit dollars.
For G-strings.
No.
Haven't been doing that either.
No.
Have not been doing that
We
at all.
depend on others for that.
That's right.
We don't even have a colored printer. How could we do it?
We sure don't.
We have a black and white printer.
Oh, man.
I'm hoping that one day in the near future, I can get my own printer.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because this that we're recording on, this is Jason's baby. And y'all don't know what I'm pointing at, but this is his laptop, and this is his baby.
This is my...
And he would let me use it if I ask, but I'm not going to ask.
This is my main tool.
I'm not going to ask.
Yeah.
But one day soon, I need
a computer,
a printer. But I got to have some way. I don't think that this phone will print.
It might.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, if I could have a printer and hook it up to my phone, that's all I need.
I got the Bluetooth printer. We probably hook it up to it.
And I'm not printing money. That's not why I want a printer. That's just every now and then
you want to print
something.
Need to print something.
And I want to print it right then. My handwriting's not real well.
Neither is mine.
I have such a critical spot of my handwriting, and therefore I'd rather print something than write it. Oh goodness,
that's funny. But we can print from your phone.
Really?
Yep.
I'll never figure it out. We better just get a laptop.
We do need, and we've been talking about it for a while, we do need more of a family computer too.
Yeah, Mary Carl uses her iPad for her school, certain things that pertain to school. And then poor Brooke, she doesn't have anything.
You have to ask.
She doesn't need anything either. But
you have to ask.
She wants something.
Yep. Also on Topper's foot, and I go over this in the video tomorrow too, and actually show it. But we had several people. Some of them are kind of ugly, and which I guess you would be if his hooves actually were in bad shape. But we had a lot of people, not a lot, but we had some people saying
enough to catch our eye.
Topper's hooves are curling. His hooves are curved. His hooves are awful. You need to trim his hooves. Y'all, we just had his hooves trimmed
professionally
by a professional hoof trimmer. And at first I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why people are saying this, until I went out there and I was going to video his hoof and show what his hooves look like. And I think I know what they're talking about. Is that a Nigerian dwarf like Topper and Bootsy? And Topper's hair is really long. His hair covers his foot, and it goes all over his foot. And it kind of, y'all know what the Grinch looks like, his hands, the Grinch. And that's kind of what his hooves look like. And I'm 99.9% positive
that they think his hooves are real long.
They saw that white hair, because his hooves are they're kind of off white tan, but they thought his hair that hangs way over his feet were his hooves. And that's why they kept saying his hooves needed to be trimmed. His hooves needed to be trimmed. But I show in the video a really clear picture of his hooves. His hooves don't need to be trimmed at all.
No.
No, it's kind of
and,
like...
and it may be that we don't notice it because we see him, Bootsy, and Bo Peep every single day.
Maybe
and
so.
all three of their hooves look the same. And they're so tiny.
Yeah, they're really tiny. Their hooves are so tiny. And that, like I said, that hair, especially on him, it does it on Bootsy's too. It covers Bootsy's up, but Topper's is really full. It kind of reminds you of
The Grinch.
The Grinch. That just popped in my head, the way his hands or his hair.
Topper doesn't have hands.
No, he don't have hands. But a silky chicken. Who's got feather feet? A chicken with feather feet.
Well, Silky.
You know, they got the feather feet, but Silky's is not, their hair is fluffy. But a feather-footed chicken, say like a
Why don't you just call it a feather-handed chicken?
So they cover their foot up, and that's kind of what
like a cushion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a cushion.
I see what you're
And so he's got his little feet covered up.
Well,
he's got little slippers.
He doesn't need his toenails trimmed.
No, not at all. His toenails look great. Look at there's Jacqueline.
Hey, it might be Zach.
It could be Zach.
Could be Zach.
Could be Zach.
Yeah, he doesn't need his hoof trim. As a matter of fact, we put Topper in a secure location because he had a small cut on his leg so it could heal.
Yes.
And realistically, somebody thought that his hooves needed trimming, but yet we saw, I don't know, I shouldn't even say that. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like we wouldn't take care of his hooves if we were taking care of a cut on his foot.
Somebody said, fun fact. No, it's Jacqueline. Y'all know. You know it's Jacqueline. How many ones are on a $1 bill? Now you're going to make me look. Did any of you know that? I saw that pop across.
Didn't he just tell me he couldn't see what year it was? If he can't see what year it is, there's no way he can see how many ones are on a $1 bill.
So I wonder if they meant
the
actual, the number one, or
no, there's hidden ones, I'm sure.
Or where it says the word one. You
would think, since you printed that, you would know.
You think I'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, if it's just a number, well, there's all kind of numbers on it. There's all kind of numbers on it.
How many ones are on the $1 bill?
I don't know either.
I don't know what they mean, but there's all kind of little quirky things that are hidden in money.
It is. And some of them make 0 sense to me.
Well, I can't see it, so y'all forget about me reading that.
So Topper's good.
Yeah, Topper's good. He's happy to have Bootsy. Bootsy's not in heat, so there's no way for us to tell right now if he's sterile or not.
Yeah.
And we mentioned this time and time again. We kind of feel like, well, we don't kind of feel like, we know Joe's the dominant goat.
Mm-hmm.
And, I even had people reach out to me that said that they had been a goat breeder all their life and they've never heard of a goat going sterile.
Yeah.
And so after I read many an email saying that, I thought to myself, there's no way a goat can go sterile. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you just think about it. Okay, so Michael's not on here, so we'll use Michael for an example. So say you and Michael Key were two men battling for one woman.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I'm using this as an example because I don't feel like it's possible.
Yeah.
Do you think that if Michael won all the time and that lady was his, that you would go sterile because of it?
No.
I don't think so. And I don't think they're Topper sterile.
I hope not.
I don't.
I hope not.
And after people saying that, it made my wheels turn, and I started thinking, could that even be possible? Now I know due to medical conditions and such as that.
I swear, me and you read it. We Googled it and read it.
I don't think so.
I swear we did, but that's been so long ago now. I can't remember, but I feel pretty confident that we didn't make that up. We just didn't pull that out of air like pulling a dollar bill.
Well, his man parts have shrunk.
They have.
And that was, I think, your initial reasoning for thinking that.
Maybe so.
And
he's not cold.
Cold?
Yeah. You said his man parts are shrunk and it's not cold outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, back to the dollar.
Yeah.
So
17.
17 ones on
That's
the
what
$1
everybody
bill?
is saying. 17 ones. Or not everybody, but people that know.
People that know.
People that know said there's 17 ones on a dollar bill.
Bet they got a colored printer. What do you think?
I saw somebody come by, and I can't. It's just I don't know what catches my eye.
I don't either.
But somebody came by and said they have an Epson stylus, which is I think is an old printer, and they can even print from their phone.
Oh my gracious!
Yeah.
We can't let Mary Carl know about this. Can we?
No.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, I just wonder if there were to be any vets watching this educational live,
Yes,
that could confirm if a goat could go sterile or not due to another goat being
somebody said
dominant.
it's really rare, so I'll go by.
Okay. How did you see
That
that?
person says it's 25 on a dollar bill.
I guess we could leave them in there for an entire month until Bootsy goes into heat and see what happens.
Yes, we could.
I mean, they're comfortable. They're happy. So I want to know. I really want to know. I love Topper and I love Bootsy and I love Bo Peep and Capri and Paris and Fifi and all of the above.
I will say this. Topper is the sweetest goat we own.
He is. He really is. Tip is sweet, but he's not the same as Topper.
Tip is sweet, but
He's
Tip
comical.
has a mischievous side to him. You know what I mean? So Tip may be sweet, but then at the same time, the next time you go in there, he may be playing a practical joke on you.
Well, kind of like when we were trying to put the hay out the other day and he's riding on the bush hog.
That. Topper, it's not like that. Topper's sweet and gentle all the time. He
will sit in your lap.
He will.
He will sit in your lap.
He will.
He was a bottle baby, but he wasn't bottle fed by us. He was bottle fed by Miss Terry.
Yeah.
Who we've said it time and time again, one of the South's top Nigerian dwarf breeders, if not the top.
Yep.
And she bottle fed him to be one of her breeders. And she loves to have a white buck because she says that they can throw all different colors.
That's right.
Which we have proof of because Bootsy's had a couple of kids and so has, how many has Bo Peep had? Only 2 singles. Bo Peep has only ever had 2 singles.
2 singles, that's right.
But yeah, I don't know that I want to milk a Nigerian dwarf just because their teats are so little and you'd be like this trying.
Right.
Their milk is full of butter fat, which is very desirable.
High grade butter fat. That's right.
But the quantity is not there as a Nubian, and also unless I had a milking machine, I think it would be a little too difficult. But I may be saying that prematurely.
Are people that do it?
Who knows?
Danelle at Wiedemann Reap. She does it.
Yeah, I know it. Does she uses a milking machine?
No, they do it by hand.
I thought they got a milking machine.
She
recently.
may now because
I think
she has so many goats now.
I think
but
they
back
do
in
now.
the day,
yeah.
Danelle, now that person said 16. God,
how did you see that?
16, 17, because they did it. It was see it right there. Right there. All 16.
I still don't see it.
8 ones.
Just stop reading.
Y'all,
that's funny.
Crazy.
There's 8 ones because there's one in each corner on each side.
Says 15.
Nobody knows.
Somewhere in between 4 and 28. Now we got it.
Just make sure you get it right when you print it.
Hey, I did see somebody said that we have, talking about Topper being sterile, that it's really rare.
Yeah.
They said, for heaven's sake, y'all got a buck that's producing milk. Anything's possible.
Right. That's exactly right.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so here was my thought that just randomly came up. So high butter fat would obviously make good cream, right? There would be more cream in the Nigerian milk.
Yeah.
We should milk a Nigerian just for our coffee creamer.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I mean, now we're thinking, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or, well, I'll stop now.
Good.
I was
We're
thinking,
already in trouble.
I was thinking that we could put Bo Peep in there too. And that way we have more of a chance of one of them
Oh
coming
man.
in heat before
Yep,
the other one.
that's
But
true.
we could open the stalls up and then they could have more room, on the
Yeah.
outside. Okay. Y'all don't want to hear all that. This is the kind of conversation we have when
Oh
we're not
man.
on the air.
Oh goodness, somebody just said we need some fainting goats like Lester has. Y'all know what? We used to own fainting goats before our YouTube channel. We had fainting goats, and I told Lester this story. He told me he asked me about fainting goats. This was, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. He asked me about the fainting goats, and I said, he said, he was fixing to get some, or I forgot how the story went. But anyways, he asked me about fainting goats, and I told him that we used to have fainting goats, and some crazy things about fainting goats. We had a mother that had a baby, and
The mama's name was Sue and the baby's name was June.
that's right. And the baby, when it was young, was completely normal.
It didn't
Ran
faint.
around, jumped on the mama's back, jumped off the mama's back, and just was completely a normal goat.
And we were amazed because
we were amazed. We were like, well, she's not a fainting goat. Maybe the daddy wasn't a fainting goat.
yeah, that was our thinking because she was bred when we actually
Right.
acquired her.
So I don't know how long it was, but as she grew up, the fainting goat gene started to show itself, and she eventually became, like her mama, a fainting goat.
A full-fledged fainter.
So here is the story behind fainting goats and how they came about. Through selective breeding, and this was over in Europe and I think mainly France, because sheep are big there. Big. That or back in the day, that was their big commodity, was sheep. And so the fainting goat was placed in herds with the sheep. So if a large predator came about, the wolves were their main predator. So if a wolf came about, of course, sheep just boom, and they stay together.
As a pack.
As a pack.
Or a herd, you would say.
As a herd. That's their defense mechanism. So they stay together and they just take off running in one direction. And the goats kind of don't do that. But here's how the fainting goats came into play. So they had the faint goats in with their prized sheep. The sheep take off. The goat gets excited and falls over. So now the wolf is not going to go after the sheep. The wolf's going to go after the goat that's kind of helpless. Easy target. Easy target. And so that's how the fainting goat came about.
That's right. And we have told that story to so many people over the years that have came to our house that were even our friends that wanted to know why do they do that?
Why do they do that?
Why do they do that?
Yep.
And the daughter, which was June, Sue was the mother.
Yes.
The daughter was twice as bad as the mama.
She was.
She literally, she couldn't make it to her food bowl without falling over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the fact that
some are worse than others.
Yeah. I mean, it's like levels of it. And she was the extreme.
Yeah, she was the extreme. Anything would make her legs lock. Matter of fact, the ones we had were pretty bad. And the ones we had, even they're like elbows or knees.
It would lock.
Well, they even walk kind of stiff.
Yeah.
Kind of all the time. Kind of stiff.
So
they said Lester told the story. Okay.
And it made me cry. I saw that. And y'all, it made me so sad to see them doing that. But we had them, we took care of them. They were very healthy, happy as far as I knew.
Yeah.
But it was not something that we enjoyed seeing.
Yeah, because
because of the background of
the background of it and all that kind of good stuff.
Now we had other goats that were not fainting goats. And the reason that we had the fainting goats was a good friend of ours, Miss Julie, needed to rehome them. She was having some predator issues, and she wanted to rehome them, and we were the best home for them.
Right.
And so, of course, we took them. But we never bred the mama Sue. We never bred June because we didn't want to carry on with the genetic, problem that was there. But the other goats got along well with them. Nobody else, had that gene. So they respected them, and it was kind of like they were never beat up on or bullied because of it.
Yeah, no,
It
not
was
at
just
all.
it was just kind of sad.
And anything would, and they actually don't faint. What happens is that I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not exactly how it works. But their joints get real, and they just lock up.
Yeah.
And so they just lock up, and so they can't move, and so they just kind of fall over.
Yeah.
And it makes them look like they're fainting. And I don't know why Tennessee became popular, because
there were Tennessee fainting
goats. I don't know how. I have to go back and research that.
I've seen several people that have asked about Topper's foot, and we
already
about
talked
that
about
earlier.
that earlier. Yeah.
So if you want to know,
But
maybe
he's doing well.
Maybe start it over, and you can hear the whole. And we didn't tell anything except for he's doing good.
He's doing good. Yep.
Do
they look like Nigerians? Yes, similar.
They're a little bigger.
Big, they're not super large, but they're not. They're a little bit bigger than a Nigerian.
Well, June was much smaller than Sue. Remember?
She was.
She was much smaller, and it just may depend on who it's bred with. You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a 50% chance of becoming a fainter if the daddy's not a fainter.
Right.
Right.
I guess
the mama carries.
I guess so.
I don't know if that gene's dominant or how it works, but
I don't either.
We were thinking that June wasn't a fainter, and
Mm-hmm.
my gracious, she ended up being the worst of the two.
She did.
So it was something that somebody wanted to, well, can I see her faint? Can I see her faint? And we didn't want to do that. We would just tell the story of what happened.
Right.
And if they saw something new or something that didn't look normal,
loud noises that cause it. Anything sudden could cause it. The goats all of a sudden running could cause it. There's all kinds of stuff that could cause it. But it's just that their muscles and everything just tighten up. It's
when they walked, they were like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just almost slow motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the good old days back when we had those first goats.
It was a long time ago.
It was before Mary Carl was born, and Jason and I spent many, many, many hours out there just sitting watching.
Yeah.
Some of our goats were not real friendly. They were not born at our farm, and no matter what we did, we laughed about this the other day because we had one named Cornbread, and Cornbread was a pygmy goat. So Cornbread had been at our farm since she was like, I don't know, a little one.
She was a baby.
She wasn't bottle fed.
She wasn't bottle fed, and the place. This was a man I used to work with many, many moons ago, and he had goats just to clear his land, and that's brush goats, and that's where she came from. So, they wasn't in a tame situation. It wasn't like that this person went out there and tried to spend a lot of time with them or anything like that.
But we thought if we got them young enough,
that's what we thought.
They would become, excellent pets.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually got two to begin with.
Yes.
We said it the other day. What did we name that one that first did not make
Ruby.
it? Ruby and Cornbread.
Ruby and Cornbread.
So we had Ruby and Cornbread, and Ruby was solid white. And y'all, we did our research best we could to have our first goats.
Yeah.
We put up the best fencing that we thought we could put up. And after one day at our farm, Ruby fell ill, and we didn't know what to do. We had no idea. We ended up trying everything under the sun, and we lost little Ruby. And you want to talk about a heartbreak.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. It was so hard. We wanted to find a home for Cornbread because we felt like we were such bad parents, and we lost this little goat, and we shouldn't have. And to this day, we don't know what the culprit was. However, I kind of feel like it was pneumonia.
Yeah, I think so.
Because goats, when they're babies, they're so vulnerable, and any kind of environment change can cause stress and then send them downhill.
Right.
But needless to say, Ruby had a good burial, and we kept Cornbread, and we kept our goat herd growing.
Right.
And even though we had Cornbread from a wee baby, she
never got tame or friendly.
We never could touch her.
Y'all, I can picture her right now. She was brown and white.
She looked kind of like Bootsy.
Very similar to Bootsy.
Except she had horns.
Yep. And she had, we had a 3-sided shelter we built. And you could go in there, and she would run around that shelter, and you could see her peeking. She'd peek on the other side of the shelter like this, and look
I
at you.
can see her
And her
right
neck's
now.
like it was stretched this long.
Yes, because
She'd
she wanted to make sure we weren't
ease
getting too
over there,
close
look
to
right
her.
there.
And so this, I mean, y'all, this was probably 17 years ago. I
Oh
would guess.
goodness. Oh yeah,
And,
that was a long time ago.
So we knew that we had to worm our goats.
oh
We knew
gosh,
that we had to
cornbread
wait.
was the worst.
We knew we had to catch them.
Oh,
And this was before like Google was
Yeah,
even
yeah.
that popular. But we came up with the idea to build a corral very similar to what we have now for what we fed Mildred in and what we use to get our goats in if we need to catch them for attention. And we did just that, and it worked wonderfully because we were able to lure our goats. Some of them weren't so friendly, as we explained,
oh goodness.
and get them wormed and medical attention and do whatever we needed to.
Yeah.
But before that, oh my gosh, Jason and I were in our early 20s. We were pretty fit, but those goats would give us fits trying to catch them. There'd be dust flying everywhere, and we had grass initially, and
Yeah.
we thought it was plenty
It
of
didn't
grass.
last long.
The grass didn't last long. We ended up with well, of course, we fed hay all the time because we did not have good quality grass, nor did and we fed them grain all the time.
Mhm.
We fed grain and supplemental hay, good quality, but never got some of those goats friendly.
Yes, it was. I was a big learning experience. I will say this, and we fell into it too. And I guess because they're easily found.
Mm-hmm.
They're super cute.
Mm-hmm.
Goats seem to be one of the first animals that a hobby farm or a homestead or whatever it is tend to get besides chickens.
And actually, it should be the last, if the truth be known.
Really difficult. They really are.
They're so vulnerable to.
There's so many things that can get you. I mean, make a goat sick, and then usually when a goat gets sick, they'll hide it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they go downhill fast.
That's right.
So I mean, knock on wood, we've.
Well, we feel much better about having
better
goats now than we did 20 years ago.
Yep.
Not trying to deter anybody that's thinking about getting goats. It's just there is no manual that will tell you everything you need to know.
No. I would get pig before I got goats.
I'd get 10 pigs before I got one goat.
If I was a beginner.
Yeah, certainly.
If I was a beginner, that's just what I would need.
Yeah.
Because pigs are pretty easy.
Yeah, they're pretty foolproof until
chickens are pretty easy.
Was our first.
Goats, on the other hand,
and rabbits are easy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's goats is at the bottom.
You can get a lot of experience on your belt before you get some goats.
That's right. That's right. And no matter how many books you read, there's so many things that you just have to learn hands on. Somebody asked from the video the other day, what do we recommend having in our medicine cabinet? And I'm thinking that maybe once we get the barn finished and everything done, we might do a video about that.
That'd be awesome.
We've definitely learned over the years what we use a lot of and what we don't need. So maybe we could help somebody else out that's just beginning, or
that'd be good.
Just with the animals we have. I mean, we're not experienced cattle farmers by all means. We have 2 cows, but we know what we need to have on hand. We think. Now, there's always something that can happen and you're not prepared for it, but that's when you got to have that vet on standby. A good relationship with your vet, to me, is first and foremost before you get any kind of animal.
Absolutely. Jacqueline agrees with me a lot. Pigs,
rabbits,
chickens, then goats.
Yep, that's right. Goats are last. But they sure are cute.
They are cute and they are fun.
And they don't need to be solitary either.
No, they need more than one.
You need more than one.
I saw somebody ask about the whale. Whale?
Do y'all want to see my phone log and see how many phone calls I've made about this whale?
We called the whale guy, and he said he would get back with us. He was going to do the research, get back with us. And that was 3 weeks ago.
Initially, when I called him, I spoke with him on the phone. He called me back after I left a message and went over a whole lot of questions with me. And I answered them all. And he said, give me a couple of days and I'll get back with you. Well, after a week, I got back with him and I left him a message and I told him, I just want to make sure you didn't lose my information or something because it's been more than a few days. No rush. Just give me a call when you can. 3 weeks have gone by. I still hadn't heard. I left him a message yesterday. I said, look, if you don't want to fool with it, I understand, but I just would like to know where we stand. I would like to, find out some information.
Yeah.
And I've called several other drillers that are worthy in our area, according to, sources.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like drilling is what you guys need to be doing if you're wanting a job or a career, because they're busy people.
That's crazy.
I did look up Bama Bass.
Yes.
It's a big YouTube channel, and they're down in Mobile, Robertsdale area.
Uh-huh.
And I once I found out how far away they were, they're 4 hours from us. I thought, well, the guy that drilled their well is probably not going to come to Chilton County. So that's 4 hours away.
Maybe not. I guess you could call him and see.
Well, some people were saying, reach out to Bama Bass. He just had a well dug to fill his pond. But well drillers are localized.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Right.
I mean, the one that I called earlier, where are you located? I said, Chilton County. He said, okay, call this guy. And because he was in another county. And so I did. And guess what? Guess what happened when I called that guy?
He said, call the other guy.
No.
He retired.
No. Well, some of them had retired. Some of them I talked to.
Yeah.
The mailbox is full. So I've spoke with absolutely no one except for the guy that did not call me back.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys are near Chilton County and you have a well that has been dug or know somebody that's had a well dug.
Shoot us an email.
Please do. Title it Well. WELL. Well.
Oh, man. So we're getting a lot. Well, it was Jake earlier.
Uh-huh.
And now it is Mr. Justin and I may say this wrong, Steinmetz Farm. Did I say that right, guys? Let me know if I said that right. But we're getting a lot of people from Mr. Justin saying, hello from Justin.
Wow.
So, Justin, thank you so much. We'll have to go check you out, buddy.
Maybe Justin had a well dug.
I nailed it.
All right. Yes.
You know, I am a wordsmith.
Oh, shoot.
I am a wordsmith.
Shoot. Shoo-wee. He's telling a story.
We had shirtless Jake and now Justin.
That's right.
I'm glad.
Keep him coming.
I'm glad, though, it's not pantless Justin. We had shirtless Jake. I'm glad it wasn't pantless Justin.
Mm-hmm. He's clever, isn't he? Don't spit your water out, Jason. Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We, if you didn't catch it earlier, we've been working on the fencing, and it's not nearly as bad as the initial go was. And that's kind of what we were expecting. We were expecting that this was going to go smoother than putting the T-post in and drilling out the holes and concrete and poles. Maybe it has something to do with the weather.
Maybe it has something to do with the weather. Maybe it has something to do with the weather. But you guys can see how far we got with the fence tomorrow.
Yes. And before 20, well, I shouldn't
Patty
say that.
Pro Wilson, close to Birmingham. Patty Pro Wilson. I'm going to write that down. I'm assuming that is a well digger.
I hope you're right.
If not,
we're going to call her.
Call Patty up and ask her, does she know anything about whales?
Oh, my goodness.
Please mention Scrub Fest.
Scrub Fest.
I don't know. Unless they're talking about your Dirty Girl soap.
Okay. Y'all want me to talk about the Dirty Girl soap? So I put a reel on, I shared a reel that Miss Laura, Simply Making It. She's the Dirty Girl soap creator. And she was cutting her loofahs off the vine. And that's what she uses to make this Dirty Girl soap, is a loofah that she grows on her farm. And y'all, let me tell y'all what I did. I told you my Dirty Girl soap's gone.
Yes. So
all I have is a little loofah left. But I'm not going to toss that loofah because this band is white. And this band has to be washed every day because it gets stinky.
Do you use the Dirty Girl soap?
Not the soap.
Just the loofah.
The loofah.
I got you.
So I'm thinking Dirty Girl, even though I don't have any Dirty Girl soap left. But y'all go check out Laura if you're interested. I think she's got some for
She
sale.
did have some Dirty Girl soap in stock, but we did share the reel, and that Dirty Girl soap does not stay in stock long.
She changed the description to Dirty Girl soap. If y'all are wondering, it's www. I hadn't said that all day. Simplymakingit.com. Michael Key, I was talking about you earlier.
Oh, all right. So, there's Patty. So Patty Pro Wilson, she's a fan. She was telling somebody where we were near.
She's
we're
not
near
a well driller.
She's not a well driller.
She's fixing to be.
Patty,
I thought to myself, this is great.
Bring your shovel, girl.
We got a lady well driller.
Bring your shovel.
Patty, what's her name?
Yes.
Patty Wilson, the well driller.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, goodness, I'm crying.
Don't cry, Jason.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. I did not think Patty was a well driller, but I wasn't going to argue with you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to argue. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to argue with the person that mentioned it. So
I put on my
I was
personal.
like, man, that was quick.
I put on my personal Facebook page today.
Yeah.
In Chilton County, does anybody had a well dug that they're satisfied with it? And could you suggest anybody? And so there were three people listed, and 2 of the 3 have retired.
That's crazy.
2 of the 3. I'm telling you.
2 of the 3.
Y'all, if you're looking for a job, you need to get into well drilling.
I bet you gotta have some crazy equipment though.
Oh, I bet you have to have some map reading skills that are off the chart.
And you probably don't need to be a wordsmith.
Well,
yeah.
Let Patty. Patty will tell you all about it.
If you got any whale questions,
just ask Patty.
Just ask Miss Patty, and she can answer those for you.
Oh my gracious, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
So what else you got, Jason?
Well, as most of y'all know, my dear friend Chef Scott Peacock, one of the greatest chefs of all time, he has recently been on a podcast, and it's a fairly new podcast, and they're trying to get it going. And he was one of the guests, and he asked me. He said, "Jason," and it's called The Southern Fork is the name of the podcast. And he said the lovely lady over there asked me to ask all the people that have been giving me great feedback about the podcast I was on, since she's new, would they go over there and give her a like in the comments so the podcast would grow. And I said, I'll even do better than that. I will mention the podcast on our live stream. And so you guys can go over there as well and give it a like and mention on there that Cog Hill Farm and Scott Peacock sent y'all over there.
Well, guess what, Jason?
What's that?
If I was going to find a podcast, I wouldn't know where to begin.
Well,
so if your podcast's stupid, how do you find it?
It is on YouTube.
So you just type in the
Southern Fork. Yes. And it comes up, and you'll see the last episode was mentioned 4 days ago. And it was with, if you click on it, it does say with Chef
You didn't
Scott
leave
Peacock.
It up there long enough.
And also, it's on all your podcast sites as well. Apple, Spotify, all those podcasts.
Look, I just found out today that you can print from your phone. And asking me to find a podcast other than somewhere other than YouTube. I can type in the Southern Fork on YouTube though.
Type in the Southern Fork on YouTube, and there's
how long is it?
It's not very long. It's 39 minutes long.
39 minutes long. I bet you might hear some history about Scott Peacock.
Yes.
I bet he doesn't say anything about Cog Hill Farm in it, but that's okay.
Scott is a very, very interesting person, and he's so
he's so kind and caring and charismatic.
Very charismatic.
All of those things all combined into one.
Exactly.
I even like the guy's dog. I mean, Buddy. Scott's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
And it makes us better people just knowing him. I really feel that way.
Michael Key said he wants to know that they make Dirty Girl soap for men.
Well, it wouldn't be called a dirty girl soap, would it, Michael? Dirty man soap. All men are dirty. So y'all just when men buy soap, they're just buying dirty men soap.
Dirty men soap.
You don't need a special name for it. Only us women.
Dirty men's soap's called Ivory. The
Or
soap that
Dial,
floats.
or Dial, or Old Spice, or whatever floats
Oh
your boat.
goodness, the soap that floats.
Yeah.
How are the
That's
pea
right.
chicks doing?
Pea chicks, y'all. 5 pea chicks are alive and well. And guess what?
What?
This is no confirmation,
Yes.
but between Mary Carl and I, we think they're all 5 females.
Really?
We think they're all 5 females. Now you're asking why we think that?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all brown. And in the past, they have been sex linked.
I got you.
Because we have a black shoulder and a, what's the other one called?
Indigo blue?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, they've been sex linked in the past, meaning the males are white and the females are brown, but these are all 5 brown.
Yes.
So we think they're 5 females. And guess what?
What?
You're not going to believe this.
I don't know, bro. We've covered some crazy stuff today.
But you got to listen to this. Okay. Can y'all guess where 5 pea chicks and 2 pea hens? Can you guess where they sleep?
I don't think I know where they sleep.
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Can y'all guess where they sleep?
I can't even guess how many ones is on a dollar bill.
Well, it's between 4 and 28.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Nobody said anything for like 15 seconds because they're all trying to guess where they sleep. How old are those pea chicks anyway?
Oh goodness, I don't know. 6 weeks.
I'm thinking about 6 weeks, but I haven't went back and looked.
6 weeks. I think they're about 6 weeks.
Y'all, are you ready for this? They're big. I mean, they're big. They're
big,
but they sleep on top of the aviary.
Wow. And I will tell you this, that does blow my mind, but we have seen pea chicks as small as a week old fly on top of the old barn.
Yeah, Mary Carl tries to remind me. She says, Mama, do you not remember that last, and I call it a litter, but it's not a litter, it's a clutch. Do you not remember that clutch we had down at the old barn, and the babies, like less than a week old, flew up on that old barn?
Blows my mind.
So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that they're roosting on the aviary, but that's a long way up there.
That is a long way up there.
It's the same height as the Purple Pigeon Palace. They're up there, and the 2 mamas and the 5 babies. And I'm starting to wonder if they may have both laid eggs in that one nest. Because
who knows? Because they do, at least our female peacocks or pea hens. I don't want to get in trouble.
No, please don't.
I don't want the peacock police to get me.
No.
Our pea hens, they do take care. Not quite as well as geese do. But now geese, they're when a gosling is in there with the geese, they're everybody's mama. That's everybody's chick. That's everybody's mama. The daddies, if you got 42 geese in there and you got one gosling, that one gosling's got 42 mom and daddies.
That's right. It's a community. It's
very much so.
But this is what I find ironic about this situation.
Yeah,
it's the youngest pea hen, which is the same age as the ones that we gave to Lester and Jamie. She doesn't travel with Ozella and Little O. She stays in the coop area. She doesn't go with them. And that's why, I hope, and maybe I don't hope, but I hope kinda that my child is that way when she gets grown. I hope that it's me and her and her husband and all 5 of her babies. I hope that we do a community. I hope that we raise our children together.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not putting any eggs in her basket.
Yeah.
I'm not contributing.
You're not going to put no eggs in her basket?
No, ma'am. But I will help her raise her children.
Oh my goodness.
And we will get them on the top of that aviary no matter what it takes. Well, I said I hope, and then I said I didn't hope, because everybody wants their child to do the best that they can, but I also want her to be very happy.
Yeah.
And if it's with Mother Mother peahen,
Yeah.
then I'm happy with it. That's a good place to end.
That is a good place to end.
It's not scripted, I promise you.
Oh man, what's crazy is we came on here and we had absolutely nothing to talk
We don't
about.
have any notes. We don't have anything down to talk about.
Oh, my
Jason
goodness.
said,
Before we started, I said, "You got anything you want to talk about today?"
"Here's what I brought with
You
me."
said, "Nope."
This is all I brought, and we made it work. So,
And it may have been one of the best ones ever.
but it's just us. It's just us.
Woo!
I don't particularly want to sit and watch somebody just answer questions the whole time, and we live a real life, and so we share that with
Oh,
you guys.
goodness.
And it's just whatever comes out of our mouth. So if
sometimes may not be good.
if something made you mad, don't tell us. Don't tell us. Keep it to yourself.
Oh, man.
And we'll try to do
Our
better.
buddy John said we must have tapped into the wild turkey before this live stream.
I tell you what I was thinking about doing to end it, and they'll really be questioning.
You was
it
gonna
then.
put that little hat
I
on.
was gonna put this little hat on.
Oh, goodness.
And now y'all, we don't drink.
Oh,
We don't
goodness.
drink. We just have a good time, and we hope y'all had a good time.
And y'all go back and tell shirtless Jake and not pantless Justin, but Mr. Justin.
Yes,
But we said hello as well.
yes, please, because we appreciate
Absolutely.
everybody that shares. It makes us just one more follower
That's right.
that we didn't have before, and if we can bring a smile to your face, we've accomplished what we were out to.
And I know Jake, but I'm going to have to go and check Justin out.
So if you're just tuning in, go back and hear the story of the dollar bill. Show it.
There's a lot to tune in to.
It's a lot. I don't even know what we talked about. You'll find out about Topper's foot. You'll find out about is Topper sterile or not. So yeah, start from the beginning if you just tuned in. And
Oh, goodness.
I gotta go work on that aviary and cook dinner. And Jason's got to edit a video. So
And somebody said they think Justin's in here. If Justin in here, we appreciate you, buddy.
That's
Thank you so
right.
much.
thank you to
Yes.
everybody, not just Justin, not just Jake,
That's right.
but Patty, driller Patty.
Well, Digger Patty.
We thank you.
We love all y'all.
We love all y'all.
Yes.
There he is. There he is.
You saw Justin?
Yes, right there. See
There's
it?
Justin.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, buddy?
We got to check
All
Justin
right.
out
Let's check
ourselves.
Justin out. Absolutely.
So y'all tune in Saturday morning. We'll be here when we get up. If you're not up yet, you can rewind it.
That's right.
But we
Bring
had
your
fun.
coffee.
We had fun today, and we
We
hope
did
y'all
fun today.
did too. And just
Bring your coffee Saturday morning, not the wild turkey.
that's right.
Yep.
And think on those well drillers. If you know of anybody that's able to dig other than Patty, just let us let us know.
Oh, my goodness. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be good.